Hi, I'm Shen and welcome back to my channel at Mama Banana. Today I am going to show you how to add a gusset to your bag without any sewing, and this is going to be an easily removable gusset. So if you don't know what a gusset is, it is a little flap like this that allows your bag to kind of open like this without flopping all the way down. So I will be demoing this with a Jujube B&B bag. Okay. So to start with, you want to assess how wide you want your bag to be able to open. So I have my gusset template drawn out here, but this is based on how wide I want the top and the bottom to open up. So it's essentially like a triangle shape, but it is flat down here at the bottom. If you'd like to make one for your B&B as well, then let me know in the comments down below and I will share my template measurements with you. Now I'm not going to go into a full tutorial on how to make the gusset. This is more about how to attach the gusset. But you want to make a gusset from a heavy duty type material. Something like denim fabric will be great. So you just cut this into the triangle shape for your bag. And if you have something like pinking shears, these are scissors with the triangles on them, you can cut around it with this and that will help stop the fraying. Okay, if you don't have a sewing machine, so you would cut this into your triangle shape. So that will be the rough shape of a gusset for a small bag. Okay, what I would do then is I would fold this in half lengthways, iron that flat so that your gusset would be shaped like this. If you iron it down, it would help form a gusset so that every time you zip the bag up, the flap will go into the bag and not get caught in the zipper. Okay, and if you really want to reinforce the edges, you don't have a sewing machine, I'd recommend getting something like hemming tape. Okay, so this kind of has glue on it, and what you do is you fold this around the edges of your gusset and you iron it down, and that would stop any fraying and it would also give your fabric a bit more strength and stability. Okay, so now straight onto how to attach the gusset to your bag without any sewing. I will be adding gussets to my bag using snaps, and I'll be using these plastic cam snaps. I love these because they are so incredibly easy to apply. Anybody can do it and they are so strong. Okay, you can use any type of strong metal snaps. It just depends on the weight of your bag. I will be attaching this gusset that I made with the Jujube change pad. There was sewing involved in this because I can sew, but I won't have to take any seams or binding off this bag because I will be using cam snaps. I've already attached it onto the left side, but I'm going to show you how I attach it to this right side here without any sewing. And using this method, there will only be one visible cam snap on the outside of the bag. And if you have a short enough gusset, you can even have that snap hidden over here underneath the bottle pocket, but line it whichever way you want. I'm having mine kind of high up because I just think it gives the gusset more stability and just holds this front flap up better, and usually this can be quite heavy, so I do want the gusset up quite high. So first of all, I will be installing the gusset inside the bottle pocket here. Okay, so that will be hidden behind the bottle pocket. Put my finger into the bag. I'm going to open up my fingers like this and then poke this thing through, so that will not stab my fingers. Pushing in my awl. Okay, I'm going to grab one of these pins. And then I am going to put in a female button. Okay, put that on top and then grab my cam snap here. I'm going to link a tutorial in the description box on how to use these cam snaps. I have a trick how to get it right every time, because if you're not using the cam branded one, I had the cheap branded one before, it's actually it's more awkward to use. So here I have the back of the cam snap. Alright, I'm just grabbing the lining and just going to put this into place. Pull all the fabric out of the way so that there won't be any crease, and then press down very firmly on it, making sure I get it right completely. That is properly applied, and now I have the first snap there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a cam snap in the bottom corner here where it will match up top here. So I'm going to pop this back of the snap, the one that looks like a thumbtack, into my gusset onto the side of the lining. I like to have it just covering the corner stitching here. And then I'm going to get a male snap. The male snap is one with a bit of plastic that comes out. Put that on top. And then press it on. Going to poke a hole into the other bottom part. Okay, so only put in the bottom snaps for now. Okay, so because that's important, that to help everything line up perfectly. Okay, so in the gusset it is all male snaps. Now I'm going to pop the snaps together, and now I am going to poke a hole together at the same time up top. So then poke the hole. So this cam snap will be visible on the outside. So the top one, I will poke the hole together at the same time to make sure they line up perfectly. Okay, so female snaps for in the bag. And this is going to be the only cam snap that is visible from the outside of the bag. All the others will be hidden. Okay, something that side here. Perfect. And male snaps with the gusset. And that is nicely attached. Now, because this is going to be pulling from the sides, 2 snaps is sufficient. Okay. Now I'm going to attach snaps onto the bag here, onto the mesh panel, so that there won't be any holes on the outside of the bag, because I obviously want to keep that to an absolute minimum. Okay, so I'm going to add gusset cam snap here. Put that here on this other side, make sure it lines up. And female snaps. Down. Perfect. Now, depending on the weight of your bag, you'd need 1 to 3 snaps in close alignment to each other. Because of this bag has a front mommy pocket, and this area here where you will put your phone, it can get quite heavy with all the organisation. So I have 2 snaps. If you put a lot into this bag here or any other bag that's kind of heavy up near the top, then you may want to have 3 snaps up here. And depending on it all, you may have the snaps going across this way, which would give it more stability. But for the look of the bag and my gussets, I'm going to have the snaps lined up vertically, and 2 snaps will do me. So my gusset here. pop that down here. Okay. And then I am going to grab my green snap. About here where I have my finger. Bring the snap in. Make sure it lines up. And now you just snap them in place, and this gusset is completely removable. Big reveal. And the good thing about this is if you do want to get a custom gusset done, what you can do is you can just send your seamstress just the change pad and you can install it yourself using the cam snaps. And because it's going to use less seamstress time, I presume that they will charge you less. And since there isn't the cost of sending the bag back and forth, then it'll be a lot less in postage as well. And look at that. So see what I mean about the having a seam on the inside. So if you're not sewing a seam in yourself, you could just iron this bit down so that every time you close it, the gusset will automatically go in rather than flop all around and possibly get caught in your zipper when you close up. Beautiful. That is how you easily add a removable gusset into your bag without having any sewing skills at all. I've now added an extra row or column of these snaps. So there are 4 snaps here on each side, and obviously there are corresponding male snaps on the gussets so that it can close up. I did that because when I test packed it and I opened this quickly and reefed this down, it did come away from the snaps. If you don't want to do that and you want it to be a bit more secure, what you can do is you could just add a tiny dab of glue, not necessarily super glue unless if you want this to be completely permanent, but you could just add a dab of weak glue into the very center of these snaps, close it up, and then at least this side will be a lot more secure. And then when you want to take away the gussets, you can remove it from the side that's attached to the main compartment of the bag. Your cam snap set, there should be a screwdriver, but any Phillips or what you call it, I think flat top screwdriver should do. Get this, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to wriggle this piece of flat plastic out. If you have very small flush cutters, it would help because you can kind of pinch off the excess plastic and it'll come away a bit sooner. But my flush cutters are upstairs in my room and my youngest toddler is sleeping in there, so I'm not going up in there at all. Ideally, you shouldn't be holding this with your hand at all, but to angle it towards camera, I'm going to take that risk for you. But there, I just managed to pry out the snap. It's normally not quite that easy, but maybe I knew I was on camera and behaved. So once you've snapped off the middle bit, you just pry the screwdriver between the 2 pieces of plastic to separate. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did and you found it useful, please do let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and I will make more content like this. I make videos on hacks and tips around mom, home and kids life. I'm absolutely obsessed and mad about bags, pouches, organizational pouches and bags. So if I have any hacks and tips around that like I do today, I will share it on this channel as well. So thank you so much for watching. So until the next video, stay safe, wash your hands, thank you and goodbye.